Okay, let's take a little look at the weather for this passage. We're currently down here in Fernandina, St. Mary's, just north of Jacksonville, Florida. Our desired destination would be the lower Chesapeake Bay. And if you just looked at the wind forecast, you'd say that's awesome, we'd be able to get to that. So let's take a look at that. So if we were to depart out of Fernandina, we're gonna have first east winds. That's okay, we're gonna be going northeast initially, and then the winds shift to east-southeast and then southeast, and then increasingly more to the south, which would all be great as we move up the coast. Then you get Saturday midday, and here you get some light winds, some shifting patterns. It's okay too, we can motor for a little bit if we have to. Then the wind picks back up, and again you get a little bit of uncertainty around Cape Hatteras, but no crazy winds, and the wind picks up and it can carry you right on up. You know, early Monday morning it starts to get heavy, but we would already be past that. So, you know, just looking at the wind, this looks like a great forecast. But if you take into consideration squalls, you can see what the problem is Monday morning between Cape Hatteras and the bay. I really don't want to get caught. I don't mind squalls so much. The wind's not a problem. It's the electrical activity that we want to avoid. So for now, we're going to plan to aim for Beaufort, North Carolina, and we'll take another look at the forecast late Saturday evening, early Sunday morning. And if it's changed measurably, if it's improved, we can continue around. But here's the Euro forecast on predict wind for our run to Beaufort. So a lot of beam reach, looks really nice, a little bit of downwind sailing, a little bit of motoring, and picking up some downwind, broad reach right into Beaufort. Here we are leaving Fernandina. It's Friday the 29th. What do you want? Yeah, go ahead and toss it. Let's go ahead and toss it to her. And we're gonna make for points north. Okay, we're leaving Fernandina St. Mary's. Just pulled away from the dock. Got the main up. Gonna head out the inlet. Hoist the head sails and make for probably Beaufort, North Carolina. Heading out St. Mary's Inlet, right into the sun, right into the wind. But as soon as we get out, we'll fall off, and hopefully we'll be on a close reach, and then eventually a beam reach, and then a broad reach. So all good. Been underway for 4 hours and covered 28 nautical miles, 7 knot average. There's a catamaran about 2 miles in front of us, which we're slowly reeling in. I don't know why, but I take a perverse pleasure in passing catamarans in my monohull. Everybody who buys a catamaran who thinks it's going to be faster, more comfortable offshore, just being duped.
Yon's my privateer, see how trim she lies. To every man a lucky hand and every man a prize. I live to ride the ocean, the mighty world around, to take a little plunder and to hear the cannon sound, to lay with pretty women, to drink Madeira wine, to hear the rollers thunder on a shore that isn't mine. Privateer, oh, we will go privateering.
There's the verdict. Catamarans are slow. Stowaway aboard Quetzal.
I thought it was a spider at first. That's a little crab. I'm gonna call him Krusty the Krab.
Will ply there up and down, not quite exactly in the service of the crown, to lay with pretty women, to drink Madeira wine.
My sailing chef.
To hear the rollers thunder on a shore that isn't mine.
Look at that, see what I get. Dinner underway. Prime rib, mashed potatoes, and green beans. Okay, this is your midnight check-in. We did about 90 miles in the first 12 hours, which has become kind of the norm for Quetzal. Nothing super special, although I feel like we're picking up speed now in the second 12 hours of the first day. I hope we'll do over 100 miles, so that'll be cool. We're cranking along now on a beam reach, doing about 8.5 knots, just off of, in between Savannah and Charleston. So, passage is going well so far.
Look at this, my privateer, she's small, but she can sting. Licensed to take prizes with a letter from the king. I love the streets and taverns of a pretty foreign town. Tip my hat to the dark-eyed ladies as we're sailing up and down, to lay with pretty women, to drink Madeira wine, hear the rollers thunder on a shore that isn't mine. Privateer, oh, we will go privateering, yo. Privateering, we will go.
Update for you. It's around 7 p.m. on day 2 of our passage from Fernandina. Not a whole lot to tell you because we had great wind until about 5 a.m. this morning, and then it fell off and came right behind us. And with the exception of about 2 hours when I was able to get the boat to sail for a bit, we've been motoring. So boo to that. But it is what it is. We've gone about 255 miles now. Still looks like we'll pull in at Beaufort. We're trying to decide whether we, suck it up, put on our big boy panties, I guess, and go around Hatteras. But it looks like the weather's not going to be great, so we'll make that decision in the morning.
Privateering, we will go.
So we were having some problems with the primary autopilot. It was losing the rudder response, I guess you call it, rudder response failure. Thankfully, we have a backup below decks hydraulic ram autopilot, a remote control here, and yeah, we can another control head down in the nav station. So this seems to be working all right. It's 1:30 a.m. We rounded Hatteras at about 6:30 p.m. Just before dark, and we're now headed up the coast of North Carolina, approaching the border with Virginia. Doing very well. Have about 25 knots of apparent wind just forward of the beam, making about 8.5, sometimes 9 knots. Looks like the wind will hold for another 3 or 4 hours, then it's scheduled to die, and we'll probably have to turn on the engine. But so far it's been a great run up from Beaufort, North Carolina. Well, here's the sun rising over the Atlantic Ocean, and surprisingly, we're still trucking. Gotta be happy with that. I'm not sure you can see it over there, but that's the coast of North Carolina. Bunch of beach houses. So how do you feel about being back on the Chesapeake Bay?
It's good to be home.
You're speechless. Yeah, it's not exactly the welcoming party that we had anticipated. It's like blowing 30 knots. And we're pounding up the bay.